So this is the road to the Grand Canyon. So here we're driving from Page, Arizona, near where Horseshoe Bend was, to the south rim of the Grand Canyon. Now we went in late October and the north rim was already closed for the season, so we didn't get to see that. One of my favorite parts of this vacation was actually just getting to drive, which kind of sounds stupid, but driving out west where there weren't a lot of cars and long desert highways. It was really cool, and the scenery was great. I really enjoyed doing it, actually, which is surprising considering I don't like to drive in cities. Now, I would say that you need about 2 hours at Horseshoe Bend, but I could have spent a week at the Grand Canyon. There's so much to do, so much to see, and once you've been to a few of the different viewing points, they all kind of look the same, but there's some interesting stuff around it. The National Park Service really does a great job. I'm disappointed I didn't get to spend more time. I would have liked to have hiked to the bottom of the canyon or gone rafting or done some of that other stuff, but we just didn't have time. So this is by the Stone Watchtower, which I actually don't have video footage of. But you could have went inside of it, but I didn't want to get rid of my coffee. There was no food or drinks. I need my coffee in the mornings. Again, just beautiful scenery, of course. You know, that's what you expect, and it certainly delivers. There were quite a few viewing points too that we didn't even bother to stop at. There are some along the road, but there are some that you actually pull off and can get out of the car and walk around. And there's just so many of them. So if you're on a tight time budget like we were, we only had basically a day at the Grand Canyon. You can't see it all in one day. And again, this is just the south rim. So there's the north rim, and I'm not 100% sure, but I would assume there's an east and west as well. That rock there is really, really cool. It's one of those kind of island rocks with nothing around it like you'd see in a movie. Also, couldn't have asked for better weather. Now, what I did notice though, when we drove back to Las Vegas, this was like an 80-degree day in Las Vegas. Here at the Grand Canyon, I don't know if it's due to differences in elevation or what. It was much, much colder. So I'm actually wearing a regular t-shirt, a long sleeve flannel shirt, and then a jacket over top of it. That being said, it was cold, but it was good, crisp, clean air, so it was quite pleasant as long as you're dressed for it. And this is near the lodge. So there's a Grand Canyon Village, which is on the west end of the southern rim, if that makes sense to you. And there's a really cool lodge. I don't exactly know when it was built, but I think it was built in the early 1900s or something. The woman who worked the front desk told us they book up 13 months in advance. So if you want to stay at that lodge, which from the looks of it was definitely worth staying at, make sure to do it in advance. There's also places to eat, and there's even a Grand Canyon Railroad, which looked awesome. I didn't know that existed. I didn't do a lot of research before we went there, but I would have loved to have been able to ride the old time railroad. Thought that thing was really cool. It sort of tells you where all the natural landmarks are and what they're called. Also, was not that crowded, as you can tell from the video footage. And this is Bedrock. I don't even know what town this was, but we were driving by and we stopped to get gas. They have this Flintstones bedrock. Not sure if it's open. We didn't try to go in. My wife has no idea who the Flintstones are, what bedrock was, but I got really excited, so we took some video footage of the outside of it. And here's some more video footage of us on our way back to Las Vegas. So, I'm getting a lot of car footage in this video, but one of my favorite parts was getting to drive. That being said, when you get off the interstate and you start taking 49 back to Las Vegas, that road is not pleasant, and unless you're going to the Hoover Dam, try to avoid it. It's just not really well maintained, and it was just loud inside the car. This isn't 49, but just giving you a warning. Also, if you're going to drive over the bridge next to the Hoover Dam, unless you're going to stop the car and get out and look, you can't see anything. You can't see anything at all. So if you think you're going to drive by and just get a few snaps of the Hoover Dam, you're not. You got to schedule a stop in the car. We didn't have time. I was kind of disappointed. But I've been to the Hoover Dam before, so I can't imagine it's changed all that much. Really enjoyed our trip out west. I would definitely go back again and do some more of the outdoorsy stuff. We were with my wife's parents, and they're getting kind of up there in years, so we couldn't really go whitewater rafting or ride a donkey to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. But I'll definitely be going back. Also, really enjoyed Las Vegas.